Healthinistas, and welcome to my channel, 50 something. This channel is for the overall well-being of people 50 and older. But don't worry, if you're in your teens, 20s, 30s, and 40s, you can still apply a lot of the content. Today, I'm updating you on my life as a kidney donor. Month 9. At first, I was going to wait till 12, and I thought, no, I can't do that to you guys. You need to know each step of the way how a person feels, or in my case, how I feel. Everybody's situation may be a little bit different. So, at month 9, I'm still doing well. I can still feel, and it's not pain, it's just, you know there's something there. And I attribute it to the fact that my nephrologist had told me that that one kidney that's left will enlarge to compensate for the lack of the other. So that's what I feel, you know, and I make a fist because that's literally what it feels like something like almost a fist, and I think that it's enlarged. It's not painful. It's just a little nuisance, nothing major. But I also wanted to take this time to caution people about natural products and overindulging on natural products, because you've heard the old adage, too much of anything is bad. That is so true. So on a side note, I've had hot flashes and horrible hot flashes, and I'm not the kind of person that is into medication. If I can get away with it, if I can somehow naturally get away with it, I would rather stay away from medication. So I had done research and found out that sage can reduce your hot flashes. Well, one of the tests was done in Switzerland, and there is a component in common sage, which is most of the sage that we use to season our foods and that we use in teas. It's mostly the common sage, Salvia officinalis. And that common sage has a neurotoxin in it called thujone. And thujone can, you know, if you use too much of it, you can get to a toxic level and it might have an effect on you. So the test in Switzerland gave thujone-free sage pills to the participants, and it showed how tremendously decreased the intense hot flashes were decreased by 100%. And the others, the moderate to mild, by various percentages. So I was encouraged by that, but I don't have sage pills or thujone free. So I looked into sage tea, and I looked into another study that said, you know, you're not going to get to toxicity level if you drink 3 to 6 cups of sage tea a day. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try with 3 cups a day because I was having severe hot flashes. Well, the 3 cups, it was great. My hot flashes went down, and when I would have it, the hot flashes, they'd be mild and they were not as frequent. But as I drank these 3 cups over a period of time, the thujone accumulated in my system, in my liver and my kidney. Now, that's my prognosis, because what happened next is it started affecting me, and I have a little bit, if you've read my story on what this channel is about, I used to have AFib and SVT, but I still have a little bit of PAC, which is a premature atrial contraction. So because of that little blip that I get sometimes, I try to stay away from stimulants. So I don't have caffeine, I don't have chocolate, which chocolate has an ingredient in there called theobromine, which the structure is so similar to caffeine, but most people think it's mostly caffeine. But anyway, that's a side note. I digress. But it accumulated in my system, so then my PAC started firing up. So what that means is my heart was racing constantly. to where I had to go to an electrophysiologist, and I hadn't seen one in 2 years. I haven't needed to because I didn't need to. And when I got there, they put a Holter on me, and if you know what a Holter is, those of you that have had any heart issues, and they picked that up, you know, that I do have that PAC, but it was firing all day long. I was the one that diagnosed myself, and I said the only thing that changed in my diet was that sage tea. And so the thujone then must have accumulated in my system. So I stopped taking that before I even went to see the electrophysiologist. And I could tell it was gradually going down. So it took about 3 weeks, and I also did some detoxing. So I did some smoothies with kale and spinach and did some detoxing on top of that to help it. And I got to where it's down considerably. And so now, as of yesterday, I went to see my electrophysiologist. He says, you don't need to see me, you just need to monitor what you eat. So I just want to caution anybody that takes natural products that you need to do that in moderation. I even had scientific studies behind it, but everybody is different. So you need to do natural products in moderation, because a lot of times you don't know what you're putting in your system is actually maybe more and accumulating, and you don't even realize it. So be knowledgeable about what you take. Don't follow everything. And everybody's body is different, and so be conscious of that. And you know, just like with any phytoestrogen, you need to only take it for a short period of time, a very short period of time. Same thing with those of you that take the estradiol patches. Your doctors will tell you that the dosage is now small and you may not have cancer in the future or stroke or blood clots. But here's the thing, everybody is an individual, everybody's different. And on top of that, they should be giving that to you for a short period of time. So having said that, I will continue to suffer with my hot flashes for now. And this is my update for my 9-month. I'm much better. My heart is not racing anymore. And so as always, don't forget to like and also subscribe so that you don't miss my weekly updates, because it's not just about kidney donation. I give you health tips and funny stories with my daughter. So as always, people, doing something is better than nothing. Get up and exercise.